Hi everyone, it's Julie Hutchison here from Think, Be, Do Leadership. And today I'm inspired by my daughter, who's 9, Kirsty, who I said to her, what shall I talk about today? And she surprised me by saying persistence. And I said, what do you mean by persistence? But actually what I think she meant was around resilience and keeping going. And so it made me think about how we as business owners, as leaders, need to be able to be resilient and keep going in these times. And it's really hard when you've got no one to talk to, or you are the one in the business who has to show that you know what you're doing and that you've got the plan and you've got the ideas, when everybody else is looking to you to be able to give them that guidance and that inspiration, and you're meant to be able to keep everybody else going. And I think she was right in saying that, you know, really what this is about being able to see a way through the whole wood for the trees, and to see through the negativity and the desperation that maybe we're all feeling at the moment. And it made me think about something that I was saying with one of my Leaders Launchpad cohorts this morning, which was around how we show vulnerability. And it reminded me of a thing we used to say when I was in the police, which was around being like a swan, which was not showing your vulnerability, looking like you've got it all covered, looking like you're gliding along like a swan. Even if you're kicking like crazy underneath the water, you look like you got it all covered. And there are times, believe you me, in the police, there were times when that's a really important thing to do, looking like you're in control, looking like you are pretty chilled about the whole thing. Yes, there are times for that. And there are still times for that in business, that people need to know that you are in control. But there's another side to it, and that is a side where you can show your vulnerability. And last night I wasn't feeling very well, so I emailed the cohort that I was working with, and I said to them, do you know what, I may not be here in the morning, I may need to postpone. And I didn't want to do that, and I didn't want to postpone, but I also didn't want to let them down. So I told them, and to me that makes me quite vulnerable. And I got such a lot of support from them, such good well wishes, that it was really lovely. And it made me realise that this is important to talk about, which is about how it's okay sometimes to be, not sometimes, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be honest about how you feel. Now, there are times to do it and times to just hold that thought for a little while. But in reality, when we are confident enough to be vulnerable and to show how we really feel to our staff or even to our families, then we tend to get the help that we need. And when we don't feel like we can be vulnerable, this is the time at which we end up overdoing it, trying to do everything, trying to do too much, and burning out. And we're in real danger at the moment of having people burn out. Because when we feel like we have to do it all ourselves, it's normally because we're not okay with being vulnerable, we're not okay with asking for help. And that degrades that resilience that we have, because we're so busy trying to do it. And we're going to get tired out. We're going to be exhausted. And the thing is, there are people there who want to help you. There are people there who want to give you a hand, who have skills, who have things that they could be doing for you, if only you would say. And so I wanted to blend what I'm speaking about today about persistence, but resilience. And part of that resilience is being open and honest to asking for what you need. And I know a lot of us don't like to do that. They don't like to see people thinking that I think the words came out today it feels weak, it feels like I can't cope. Like, no, this isn't weak. The strength that we have in us is actually our ability to say when we need somebody to help. And the funny thing is especially with your staff, is that the more you ask them to help, the more you genuinely want to do that, the more they actually want to step up, because they want to feel like they're helping. They want to feel good. They want to feel of value. And even if they're sitting there waiting for something, and I know they can't officially help if they're on furlough, but if they are working, or even if you personally need something from your family or something, people feel a great strength in helping others and feeling like they're of use. So please don't feel like you can't ask for help. You don't have to be that swan all the time. Your strength is in showing your vulnerability, your ability to show that vulnerability. And I think it's really important to say, and I'm really glad I said that I wasn't feeling well. I feel better today. So great, we went ahead with our session and it was a really good session. But I think we need to all remember, if you need it, ask. You do a lot of supporting of your staff. You need to be able to do that for them, absolutely. But sometimes they need to be able to be there for you too. Have a lovely day, and if you would like any more information about how I can help you, or you can join one of my groups, the Leaders Launchpad, or another one of our groups, then please feel free to have a chat. Always happy to have a chat with anybody. And if you are trying to be the swan and you want to call out for help, then I'm here if you want to just have 20 minutes. Give us a shout.